and extravagant whimsy. They are cute. Saying that this little hillock was outside of the formal walled compound, and that the rest of humanity could waft through here at its leisure. And even without that, there was this raised area, treed, that would have been lovely for strolling or sitting. And you could still look down on the flower beds. And here in its day, this long bowered arcade, which would have been beautifully manicured so that it really was a tunnel of foliage. Flowers are absolutely gorgeous, and the layout magnificent. But I bet you it was more so in the day. To the left of the palace entry that I came in at, and to the palace itself, is this courtyard. This is a relatively new sculpture by an English sculptor for the 7th Salzburg art project. It's called Caldera. It's patinaed bronze. And to the right beyond that white van is the Mirabell Schloss that we were just in, Mirabell Schloss. Between us and that torrent up on the hill is the river, and we're in Mozart Platz. You can be sure it wasn't named this when he was alive. This is as complete a rip-off as I have ever encountered. €9, and take pictures or videos, and there's not much to take pictures or videos of. And everything that you can get off the audio guide, anything else in here, you can get from the internet. Across the street on the side of Mozart Platz is his original birthplace. Actually, it's not his birthplace, it's just where he lived for 7 years. These are some old drawings of the house. The Mozart family lived on the upper stories of the house. Now it's interesting. Here, 1996, it looks like it's 3 stories high. Here, even higher, so I'm confused. The original building called the Dancing House because it was where young men were taught good behavior, probably including dance. That was before that family moved in, which was in 1773. 1838 lithograph shows the house, and presumably with reverence for Mozart. Lithograph in 1856, after Joseph Wolfgang Ober's death, when his widow continued to run the printing business, which I assume they used to print Wolfgang's music. Another picture of it in the 1920s. It was destroyed in the Second World War, but rebuilt. The extra part was demoed. It had been added and it was restored to its original design. It really shows us how the rooms were laid out, although that shows a stairway which suggests that either they went to the roof or there was another floor, which is curious. There's so much reflection in here you can't see much. This was the main dancing salon, probably of the dancing school, but as the Mozart used it for selling pianos, because by this time there was great fame associated with it, I'm sure, since his prodigy began when he was 7 years of age. Some appropriate park art, although those are unicycles that one man is holding two, next to an area that can be used as a bike path on this, next to this pedestrian bridge, which gets its color from that tradition of putting locks on things, preferably bridges, indicating your eternal love for the woman you'll divorce in 4 or 5 years. It's a beautiful river for bike riding, for strolling. I wonder what that slim tower is over there, unless it's a cable car up to that mini fortress, if you will. This is Markstedt. I'm going to walk down this side to Mozartsteg, which I assume is another pedestrian bridge with Mozart's name on it. We're going to migrate back up this way until we get to ultimately University Platz. These look like the remnants of older residences, backdropped by apparently the walls of a castle complex. These upper stories of wood on this building, as well as those 2 balconied floors. You wonder if that's original, or at least was the style. This is Mozartsteg, not that it existed or had anything to do with Mozart. It's a very beautiful city, and I'm sure a very pretty city to live in, because it's not huge like Vienna. It's got this beautiful river in which they have exploited for the benefit of recreation and pleasure the riverfront. The end of this bridge is this old-looking fortress-type structure, but I have no idea what it really is. But those do look like shooting ports on that lower level there. Looking back in the direction of Mirabell, Grieshof Street, which is a block in from the river. It's supposed to be quite important for shopping, but to me it's unimpressive. Impressive is the escarpment behind these buildings. It's an impressive entryway classically into a town. I wonder what the source of that running water sound is. Is it a natural thing? It sounds like it. Maybe old wall plaques that would have been up on either the entryway or buildings that were associated with it in the deep past. The other side of that entry